Patrice wants to record. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is officially our first coaching call for Free to Be Me, and also our first coaching call for 2017. Happy days. So we're so grateful for everyone. Yes, so grateful for everyone joining us on the call, who's on the call presently and who'll be watching this recording. We hope that you guys, get a wealth of information from this call, which we have no doubt that you will. And our intention for these calls is mainly just to really help people in regards to education around navigating Isagenix, how we are as a team. We hope to inspire and motivate, and also, just really help you guys on your journey, whether it be through products or whether it be through, creating wealth with the vehicle of Isagenix. So with that, guys, we'll get straight into it. So the first person that we have the absolute pleasure of having on our call is someone who, I guess you could say, I would say that she was meant to be an Isagenix, but Isagenix came to her, and Isagenix came to her through the reading room. So this beautiful lady, this beautiful mother of 5 daughters, has been someone who's worked in health for a long time. She's been a clairvoyant medical intuitive, for a long part of her time, and at the point now she does clairvoyant readings 50% of the time and works on Isagenix the other 50% of the time. So this beautiful person is our wonderful Jenny Roche, and Jenny is an absolute product master. So, there's a couple of things I just want to share about Jen, because she is so amazing, and I want you guys just to know how amazing she is, because her product knowledge is one thing, but her ability and gift to share Isagenix and help people with Isagenix has just been absolutely phenomenal. So Jen joined the company in February 2012. She's been with the company for nearly 5 years. She ran to Crystal Executive in 8 weeks, and I had to write all these credentials down because there's just so many. She's that amazing. So she was with the company for 8 weeks, and joined in March, and within a couple of months had already won her first trip, which saw her go to Phoenix, which is like, whoa. The next trip followed in January with the company. These are company paid trips to Hawaii, then Vegas in August, and then from there Jen went to the Hunter Valley in November. She's been to Palmer's Resort with the Ice Derby. She was also a part of Top Achievers when they went to New Zealand, and she's been to Vegas again. So that is just a reflection of how amazing she is with Isagenix, and a testament to how many people she's helped. So but Jen's incredible in so many things, but what we and so many of us have had the blessing of encountering is learning the products from Jen. So when Jen first came into the company, her intention was to research all of the products and not quit until she had found out the ins and outs of the products. So, and it's such a blessing that she did that, because she's able to pass that on to us. So with that, Jen, and it's also Jen's birthday tomorrow. So we would like to wish you the biggest, brightest, happiest birthday for tomorrow, Jen. And we love you heaps, and we cannot wait to hear what you've got to say about it. Yay!
Thank you so much, Dom. That was a beautiful introduction, because this is the first time we've ever done a proper Zoom call where we're actually now we're going to start to really share Zoom calls with the bigger team. And one of the best things about it is that when you do go onto a Zoom call is to edify the people that are on that call and the speakers, and hopefully we'll get lots of you speaking over the next year about your journeys. So Yeah, John's right. When I found Isagenix, it was in my reading room, and I was in very poor health at the time. So I was looking inside the lady's body and saw what Product B, at the time it was called Product B, was doing inside her body. So I got excited because I could see cell renewal, like cells regenerating in her bowel and stomach. So I asked, how do you get it? And she said, well, you have to sign up and then it comes to you. And I went, well, can I do that today? So I was not someone who went, oh, I'll have to think about that, or what is she talking about? Because she didn't talk about it. And I think in that it may have been a bit of divine intervention that came through in that period of time. So when I did sign up on the Saturday, on the 28th of February, my products never arrived till the 4th of March. So in that 4 days, I researched and researched and researched in the back office. And there are 2 sites that I have no idea how I found them and how I found all of the information in Isagenix, because I was definitely not a computer person. I was absolutely not. I could send an email and I could sort of go to links that the kids sent and things like that, but I had no idea about how to use a computer. So there were 2 sites that I went to in the back office, which was not so extensive, but was like, I found gold. And they are these 2 sites that will be reversed, won't it? But it's isaproductau.com and isagenixhealth.net. So both of those have got a veritable university in the background of them. And when you go to those sites, it's easy to get lost, to just keep going and keep going. No matter what you put into the search bar, it will give you a response. So if you put inflammation, if you put diabetes, if you put athlete performance, if you put women, men, fitness, anything that you put into the search bar, it will bring up a host of different things. So I did spend probably about 48 to 60 hours in the back office before my product arrived. And by then I knew John Anderson was a master formulator. He wasn't somebody who just decided he would make some health products and get rich. He went into the process of creating the best products on the planet for his family. And in that, he wanted to be able to share them so that people did not pay to get healthy. And the only way he could do that was to talk to somebody who understood network marketing. So we all know, or most of us do know, that Kathy, Cougar and Jim were way beyond rich. They were way beyond rich. They were retired. John Anderson was retired and he was the richest man in Arizona. So neither of these 3 people needed to come into Isagenix to make money. They had a reason. Their why, because they had a why. John Anderson wanted to transform the health of as many people in the world as he could. Jim and Kathy had had breast cancer, and she had been in network marketing companies that had collapsed, that had sold out overnight. And Jim Cougar was a fat kid who copped a lot of bullying in his life at school. He was the man that created the Cambridge diet. These are the people at the top of our company. These are the people that got together and had a go. At their first meeting, there were 6 people. At their first celebration, there were 24 at a dinner table. If you can imagine 14 years ago that they weren't concerned that only that many people were there, they were excited that 24 people got it. When you look at the amount of people that are coming into Isagenix now and the fuel that is being invested into Isagenix now, with the science, with the scientists that have come on board, you know, Sukcho and there's a veritable 27 men in the background and women in the background of Isagenix. As the scientific studies come through, you'll get more and more information about the science. Product B has not been in a scientific, basically couldn't have been done scientifically because we were the people using it. We were the ones that were in that trial study of Product B. So when it went to market, it was like, let's see what happens. They knew what happened in laboratory, but they wanted to see what had happened in people. And that when it hit Australia, when Product B hit Australia, Trevor Chatham had been waiting for product B to hit our stores. And he was the one that started sharing it to people he knew. He was a vet. He knew that anything that turned back the clock was something he was interested in. And anything that changed the actual aging of the body was something he was interested in. So product B was the product I saw working in her body. When I went online and I started looking, I realized that every product in the range has a synergistic effect on the body. It isn't one product. And that's why when someone says, what one product should I get? I'll say none. I'd basically say don't get any. Like, one isn't going to do what all of them will do together. And if you imagine, you know, when you see a body that is on a picture and it's basically a naked body, or a body that has got all of the muscles and the sinew and the bones and the heart and all of the organs there. If you visualize that as the body itself, and then you look at the different independent areas of the body that run through it, first of all, we've got the blood supply, and it's the river of life in our body. If there's something wrong with your blood, it'll cause chaos right through your whole system. It's the one thing that is tested to find out if you're sick, if you're well, if you're deficient, if your white cells are working, if you have an infection. It's the only way to find out medically if there's something wrong. So to cleanse the blood, we have Cleanse for Life. And this is a potent cleansing, it's a beautiful cleansing product. When Cleanse for Life goes into your body, it isn't going to cause diarrhea or nausea or pain, or it's not going to deplete your liver. What it's going to do is actually clean the inside of the blood. Like, it'll go in like a shower on the inside, and it goes through the blood supply, but in saying that, it goes through the heart, the liver, the kidneys, through the blood-brain barrier, and right through our whole system. So when you're doing a cleanse day, when we do a cleanse day, the Cleanse for Life on the first day will remove about 25% of the toxins in the body. If you do a 2-day cleanse, you take an 80 to 85% out of your system. It's not coming out in bowel motion. It's coming out through your lungs, through breath. And a lot of people will say in their first few cleanse days that their partner said their breath was really bad. And there are some people even 4 or 5 months later say that their breath was terrible. That toxin that's coming out through the breath is toxin. It's coming out through the breath, through the liver, through obviously through sweat glands, through your bladder, and through the skin. Like, the skin itself will release. So it's not like a detox cleanse. And I think when you try Cleanse for Life, you're expecting, like, the first time, oh my God. And you put it in your mouth, it's like, oh, really? This tastes good. So today I saw Lisa put up the slushy cleanse. And for summer in Queensland, like, ideal to chuck that ice in your cleanse. And you can put your ionics into your cleanse too if you want to. So cleanse days are never, when people say, I'll never be able to do a cleanse day, when you're stressed or when you're really excited, you don't eat. People go one way or the other. When they're excited or when they're sad, they don't eat. But they don't think, oh my God, I haven't eaten for 14 hours. They just don't care because they're in a state. When you're on a cleanse day, you're in a state of denial, or you feel that you're in a state of denial, when in actual fact you're being fed. Early men lived on the stuff that's in this product. Like, early men lived on berries. Like, so we are basically having the most beautiful drink going through our blood to start the cleansing process. The second system in the body is the nervous system that runs around every single cell in the body. If you cut your finger, you stub your toe, you get a tooth out, you are anxious, you get a headache, you've got nerve stuff going on. And our nervous systems have got responders in them that have adaptogens. The adaptogens present in the ionics and in the e-shots actually respond to our own body. So they actually create a synergy within our own body that if you're tired and you have Isagenix, go to sleep. You'll go to sleep and you'll get beautiful sleep. If you wake up and you're one of those morning people that hate morning, You take Isagenix, you're awake. So it works on the body's own system to regulate it. And it's got more minerals in it than we could ever find. Like, you could never buy the minerals that are in there. There's about 200 different components in Isagenix that supports the nervous system, but it also supports other areas of the body as well, with the brain. The other system is the gut, like our gut system. And if your gut system, or your from what goes in here to what comes out the other end, it's all gut. If that's blocked, sick, inflamed, painful, or has issues in it, every single part of your body is in trouble, because that's the whole running system of everything that goes in has to go somewhere to be used, or it's going to sit there and cause problems. So with the gut as a whole, it needs to be clean. It needs to be functioning on a level of what goes in is out within 48 hours. It's coming and gone out. Isoflush is the cheapest little product in the Isagenix range, and it has a massive amount of benefits. It's got a lot of magnesium in it, which relaxes the system for cramps, or when anyone is constipated, their bowel is actually tight. It's pulled up and tight. It relaxes the bowel and allows the inner wall of the bowel to relax so that the shit can come out. But because there's no real other word, I could say feces or something, but whatever. And Isoflush works on that inner lining of the bowel, like where we get stop it, Dom. Where we get plaque on the arteries, we actually get a black tarry filling on the outside of on the inside lining of the bowel that sits there like a rubber tire. It can be up to 20 to 40 pounds heavy in the stomach, just sitting there. And when it cleanses, when it does come away, you've got a clean gut. So this product helps a lot, along with the cleanse and the Isagenix, but also Isoflush is brilliant for people with respiratory problems, or with heart problems, because it works on the exact same principle of relaxing and allowing the system to relax. So breathing becomes easier, and the magnesium is really good for the heart rate anyway. So that's the Isoflush. So that's looking after gut and respiratory. The shakes, we all know the Isoline shakes. There's Isoline, Isoline Pro, and Isopro shakes. The shakes are grade 8 undenatured New Zealand protein. Undenatured means it's never been heated. So it's the purest source of protein that you can get, and grade 8 is the highest source. So it's dry filtered. That whey protein from New Zealand is then shipped back to America, because New Zealand was the only country in the world that didn't use antibiotics and steroids and growth hormones on their cattle. So he actually sourced the best protein in the world for those shakes. There isn't anyone else that has that rating. So when you're having a shake, yeah, you're having a shake, but you're also getting a prebiotic and a probiotic that are for the gut as well, to calm down the stomach. There's zinc, there's aloe vera, there's a multitude of different vitamins and minerals in there, and in the exact amounts that our body needs it. When someone looks at a shake packet and goes, oh, but it's got sugar in it. When you're doing the Isagenix program, the thing you have to feed is that. The brain has to be fed. Sugar is a huge component of the 70-20-10 mix on what the brain needs. We need fats, we need protein, and we need sugar for the brain to function properly. The fructose that is in those shakes is from pears and beets. So at the end of the day, if you ate a pear, you're going, oh my God, I've eaten a lot of sugar. Because it's in the shake, it's meant to be in the shake. The scientific stuff on the shakes is quite interesting. And there was a survey done by Michael Colgan that I'll pop up. And beets, they're an American thing.
Okay.
Beetroot.
Not beetroot, I don't think. I think they're beets. They're white, I think. But the shakes tell their own story. They taste good. they're filling, they satisfy for 5 to 6 hours because they are exactly the right component to feed the brain. So you're not craving, you're not going, oh my God, I need something. And that's where people drop their sugar craving very quickly when they start on the products, because that part's being fed and it's not going, and I need more and more and more and more and more. So it takes care of that. Aegis Actis is, everyone doesn't get Aegis Actis, and probably to a degree they're in the youthful aging program, but from 20 onwards you want to be youthful aging. They've got resveratrol in them, which is the most potent antioxidant in the world. They've got CoQ10, which supports the heart and looks after the arteries in the heart. It's also very good for collagen, for the skin. It's got a curcuminoid in it, which is an anti-cancer, and it's got vitamin D. And vitamin D deficiency, I know Lynn Kershaw is on here, but vitamin D deficiency is one of the most chronic deficiencies in the world, and vitamin D is extremely necessary to our bodies. Yeah, they are. So thanks, Lisa. So Aegis Actis I have always been on, and that's the one product that I have actually asked at the moment for the extra vitamin D. These are the 5 pillars of health with product B. Now, I don't have a bottle of product B now because I've gone on to the A and P packs, and in these we also have the omegas and the women's essentials. I don't like these packs. I thought I would love these packs, but I actually am going to go back to my bottles, not because this isn't convenient, but I'm not keen on the women's essentials as a product, and I like to know that my Isoflush is, that I'm taking Isoflush. I take CoQ10, I take the Isa Omegas, but I'm going to switch back to product B because I dislike the women's essentials. But for anyone on women's essentials in that bracket where you're hormonal and your man's hormonal, they're brilliant. PMT, PMS, hormone changes, nut stuff. It's really good for that. But postmenopausal, you basically, why do you dislike them? Because why do I dislike the women's essentials? I find them extremely hard to digest, and they stay with me for about 2 hours. I feel like they're sitting there for a long time. John Anderson actually said about the women's essentials and the men's, there is so much vitamins in those tablets that they had to be big and hard. They couldn't fit into a vegetable capsule because there's too much potency in the tablet itself. So it is the harder one to digest. And I figure I'm getting the other vitamins that I require in the other products, but for young women, young men, and up to the 50s, I'd say yes for those. That's a personal preference always. The omegas are in there and they're relatively new to us, but it was something that people used to go, oh, you haven't got any 369. Well, we do now. We have Isa Omega. Natural Accelerator is in our program. It's not one of the pillars of health. If we're looking at the standard program for health, it's the 5 pillars of health with Isogreens. We didn't have Isogreens in Australia, and now that we do, we kind of have that add-on that is so simple to know that that's got 22 organic vegetables in that packet. It's not dried, processed vegetable. Again, it is filtered. It's pure. It's apparently organic. Yeah, they are. The Isogreens, I don't worry now about cooking vegetables or worrying about vegetables. I throw those in my shakes, and I love Isogreens. I think everyone does. The last thing I ever thought I would do is chuck greens in a shake. It was like, oh God, you're joking. And I could hear people in America saying it, and I'm like, how revolting to have kale in a shake. And so the first time I did it, it was like, I'll make it, but I'm not drinking it. I'll make it and I'll take a picture of it. And I tasted it and went, oh, wow, this is good. And the shake was gone in like 40 seconds. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, these are my favourites now. So my vanilla shake with greens is still my favourite, apart from the vanilla with Replenish when I get the cheesecake thing. So they're beautiful. I love them. The Replenish are the other. These are and have come to us now in these cute little tear packs. We could eventually get Ionics in these because America's always had Ionics in a tube, and they may be a product we're going to get at Celebration. How long have I been talking, Dom? You're supposed to go like that.
Half an hour.
You're supposed to put your hand up. Hey?
Yes. Keep going, please. I always learn something, and I'm sure everyone else would be grateful if you just keep going.
As a time check, it's been half an hour, but I'm loving it.
Oh, see, I've gone over.
I love it.
Okay, I'll go quicker. Right. Replenish, e-shots, salted caramel icy delights have been added to our range over the last probably 18 months, 2 years. We got an e-shot in Hawaii, didn't we, Tina and Lisa?
Yeah.
And it was like, how the hell are we still going after 24 or 30 hours? We didn't actually know what an e-shot was. We just drank it and went to the beach, then went shopping, then had a big dinner, and it was my birthday. That was, oh my God, that was 4 years ago tomorrow that we went to Hawaii.
Yep.
And we were up all night till about 2 o'clock in the morning in my room drinking champagne and chocolate. And we had gone all the day before in Australia, and we were still going. And we were all up at 6 o'clock going for it again the next day. So the first e-shot we all had was really, really good. So when we got them in Australia, it was like, oh my God, you can do anything now. So, and the Replenish, I think, took over from Want More Energy. These are more potent than the Want More Energy, but for athletes and for kids, and especially in this heat right now, keeping those electrolytes in your fluid is really, really important. And it supplies the electrolytes, but it's a really yummy taste. I haven't had the orange because I'd had so much Want More Energy over the 4 years in my shakes that I just love this taste. That basically is the full range of products without the ant. I don't use the ant products. I'd take a Nox. When I was in Cairns, I had a throwdown of Nox because I thought it was an e-shot. And I felt like I was quite spastic. And I kept saying to Tammy, I can't do anything because I feel like I've had something really bad. And every time I got up the ladder, my legs felt funny and I couldn't think properly. I felt like I should be doing something more. And I said, there must have been something wrong with that e-shot. It could have been off. And she said, no, that was Nox. So I know it opens up the blood supply in the brain, but I think it opened up other things too that old people don't really know they've got. So I haven't really gone into the AMP range, but I know the athletes love it. And I know that when the AMP range came out, we went a whole different level with Isagenix. The athletes came into this company. And before that, we had a weight loss program, apparently, that was just shakes. Everyone thought we just had shakes. And then when they brought the AMPed in and the e-shots and the Replenish, we actually got a full range that was for another level, another degree of the company, which is amazing. So we've got a youthful aging program, we've got a weight loss program, we've got an energy and performance program, and we have a wealth creation program. And they're all tied into the one. So whatever one you want out of that, if you want 2 or 3 of them, you can have all of them. It's really simple. Now, that's products, right? And in a nutshell, that's basically, that is the recipe to look after your health the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want to get it free? So I'm going to cover that later about getting it free. But right now, events. I want to talk to you quickly about events before we cross back to the other guys to speak. The importance of events is it's not just atmosphere. It's not just collectively being with a group of people that you're aligned with and you don't see very often and it's exciting. It's not just about getting some stuff and, sitting in a room full of people who are excited. It's what you will learn, because you'll learn so much at an event. Every time you go, there's something you didn't know, or something that is a wow factor, or a release. Or you'll hear a scientist talking about something, which is what really fills me, is when the scientists speak, and you sit spellbound thinking, oh my God, they've come up with something else. We've got the most amazing integrity in our company. And so at an event like Celebration, it's once a year. It is once a year. If you put away $6 a week, every week for a year, you've paid for your celebration. But at the end of the day, for anyone who has the slightest interest in the business of Isagenix, even slightest, or don't even know yet if they do want to be interested, an investment of $25 a year to be part of the company, and to spend $300 a year on the biggest event in your company is your investment in your business. That's basically it. Some people have to fly to an event, but you could make that basically a holiday. You know, take a day either side and make it that you've met all these awesome people. You've got to listen to the millionaire stories that are all true, and you've got to listen to the brains of the outfit from America, and you've got to meet all the new people that are coming in the weight loss program. You can't help but cry when your Isabody is on, because those stories are raw and real, and they're gut-wrenching. When they tell their story, you can't help but cry. It's like they are us people. They're regular people who could live next door to you, that have gone through the most incredible transformation possible, and they've come out the other end with this smile and the deal, but they've transformed their life. That's inspiration in itself. So I encourage everyone to make the effort for Celebration. You know, we've got Team Kiss t-shirts this year that are coming up soon, and they'll be a surprise to some people who don't know about those yet. But we're going to walk into that celebration like we are winners this year. And we are, because we've got all these lovely smiling faces that are all on the same page, working together to help other people to learn how to do something so simple, but to show them the way, to inform, to help, to share, just caring. And basically that's all that this is about. It's just putting some love into other people. So I'll go back to you, Dawn. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Jenny. Gosh, love you so much. Seriously, it was about, for you guys who don't know, it's about 3 years ago, I'd say now, 2.5, 3 years ago, when I first had Jenny up here to Bribie Island, and she spoke about the products. And before I had heard Jenny talk about the products, I was someone who was just sort of sporadically having the product. So I would have, I'd have my shake, and if I missed my tablets, I missed my tablets, and, I'd half-ass my cleanse days, but, and it wasn't until Jenny came out and she explained the synergy of the system, and how each of the individual products are designed and aligned with our own internal systems to get everything working together, that I really got it. So I'm so grateful for you guys who have just listened to Jenny speak. If you've heard her speak just then for the first time, I'd highly recommend rewinding the recording of this and listening to that a few times over, because there'll be so many little things in there that if you can just even receive 50% of that and share it, you'd be amazing at what happens. So thank you so much, Jen, for sharing the way you do. You're just absolutely amazing. So in regards to celebration, guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the Isabody challenge, but I just want to share about celebration, because there's you guys probably aren't aware of this. Celebration March 2015, just prior to that, I was in a really bad space. Really bad headspace. I was needing to get help again, and I was also so financially out of my depth that I was just extremely stressed about money. I had invested in 2 celebration tickets with everything else that comes with it, and I tried my best to sell those tickets. That's how out of the game I was. I was just like, I'm up to here in debt and I need money now. And you know what? I'm so grateful that the universe works the way it does, because there were, I think, 2 or 3 times where my tickets were sold and the sales fell through. And at the time, I had introduced a beautiful woman to Isagenix. She had released 8 kilos in a short amount of time. She was a single mum, 2 kids, and I had these tickets that I couldn't get rid of. And I thought, I'll just ask her, see if she wants to be my plus one, because the person I was taking at the time didn't want to go. And she said, "Oh my gosh, yes, I would love to. I freaking love Isagenix. Like, this has like been an absolute game changer of my life. I would love to come to this event." So hearing her excitement got me excited. And, at that time we had someone called Preston Smiles presenting, and Peter Kelly. So for me, that's why I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to see Preston. I'm going to see Peter. That's going to be pretty cool. But, my head was so far out of the game. I still had an amazing love. An amazing love for the products, and I'll never lose that. I'm so grateful for what they did for me. But financially and from a business standpoint, I was like, you know what? I just is so far out of my depth. But she was excited, so I got excited, and we went. And the first day, like, you sort of your arms crossed, like, sitting at the back, like, don't really want to talk to anyone, like, I'm totally not in the headspace to even be around people. Like, that was a massive stretch for me at that time. And then you sit there and you listen, and they within the first half of the day, your heart starts to open up. And you feel the energy of the room, and the people in the room, and just you're reminded of the integrity of the company and what we have in our hands. And I was listening to Peter up on stage, and she did a piece that's amazing. I still love it to this very day, The Voice and the Noise, and that was an absolute game changer for me. So I went through some massive shifts at that celebration. I got my spark back, which was something that was MIA. And I committed to Isabody challenge. I watched the finalists up on stage, and I cried, like Jenny said. You watch these people get their checks and share their stories and stuff, and I cried, and I thought, what, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it for me. And so that was the game-changing moment for me. I was, I realized at celebration my self-worth, and I realized, what I could do if I got myself right, what I could do to help other people, which is all I wanted to do, but my cup was at like 2%. So I went to work at filling up my own cup and committed to the Isabody challenge. And the first thing that I did was I committed to 30 days of no bitching, moaning, complaining. Instead, I did 30 days of gratitude and being present in the now, and also self-love. So I did 30 days of that. I also cut out all junk food, didn't have anything processed or refined, made sure that I had every product in the range. So I was having president's packs, like, even though like financially I was stretched, I was like, I need to have all these products in my body, because if I get all these products in my body and I get my headspace right and my health right again, I can help more people, and then I can generate more money, which is exactly what happened. So fast forward, I had amazing results at changing my headspace. So much so that I rolled straight into my second Isabody challenge, and from there inspired 55 people at the time to jump on board with me. So you can imagine from a business perspective how amazing that was. Yeah, I even gave up chocolate. Yeah, true story, hands down. And I've done it again with this challenge this year. So no chocolate for Dom. And that was a big thing as well, because females, emotional chocolate, like, big thing, but I said goodbye to it. So with that, we had 55 people jump on board the second one, and that was amazing because right at this space and this at that particular time, my headspace was right, my health was at a top level, and I was starting to really generate quite a consistent weekly flow of cash from Isagenix, which was amazing. So from there, with my story and everything that I'd done, I got a call that I was a finalist for 2016 for the Isabody challenge, which was amazing, like so amazing and so unexpected as well. Like because like I said, I didn't enter for any prizes. Like the prizes were completely irrelevant to the bigger picture of fixing my headspace. It wasn't about weight loss. It wasn't about weight gain. It wasn't about, youthful aging. It was literally healthy mindset. Healthy mindset, get my mindset right, be happy again, be full of self-love, then I can love on others. That was all it was. And through that, I became an Isabody finalist, which was something that was like, without even realizing it at the time, a pinnacle for, inspiring more people than I ever imagined and helping more people than I could have imagined. So, there's so many benefits of committing to the Isabody challenge. The biggest shift is you're doing something for you. You're doing something for you. And so many people jump on board this challenge, and I bet you that 90% of people that come on board have never done something 100% for themselves to benefit themselves, solely for themselves. Most people come on because they think, if I can shift X amount of weight, then maybe this area of my life will improve, in this area I'll be happier and stuff like that. But the great thing about the Isabody challenge is it's so much more than that, and most people realize that as they roll into their journey and stay consistent. So with the Isabody challenge, it's not just I take my products, take them every day, commit to doing XYZ, and then I'll be better. There's so much more than that. The community support is the absolute game changer, and we're so blessed in Free to Be Me, the support that we have collectively as a whole. So Jenny spoke about the products, and so many of us know there's no one set thing that you do for X amount of time that's going to change your life forever. It's a lifestyle change, and the Isabody challenge is absolutely phenomenal for setting up long-term habits. So if you implement it consistently, you're setting up long-term habits for healthy lifestyle change. So it's really such an amazing platform to grow from, when you stay committed to it. And that's what we're just so, the Free to Be Me page is on fire at the moment. We've created a space for everyone where you can be supported and not have to worry. So you're definitely not alone in your journey. So if you haven't committed to the Isabody challenge, I'd highly recommend doing it. So and more so it's more so for you're obviously here and you're obviously listening to this call. You're obviously a part of our team because you want serious change, and like I said, there's no quick fixes, and the Isabody challenge is just absolutely phenomenal. And also the power of events. So like Jen said, if I hadn't have gone to Celebration, if the universe didn't have my back and essentially push me to go to Celebration, I wouldn't be here today. And a lot of people who joined me after I made that commitment to my first Isabody challenge wouldn't be here today either, because I wouldn't have shared Isagenix with them. I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't even know if I'd still be doing the business of Isagenix. It was really helping myself first before anybody else. But the inspiration initially to make that change came from going to Celebration. So if you're someone who's new and you're just listening to this call for the first time, you don't know what an event is, I really hope that I was able just then to articulate the power of what that particular event does. It's an absolute game changer, a life changer. We have the most amazing presenters. We have science talks, we have product launches, we have, all of our to meet up in person. You make such amazing friends, you know. It's one of the most powerful platforms to launch your health from, launch your business from, launch new friendships from. So that's why I'd really recommend getting to Celebration, which is our next event. We have events that go throughout the year, but Celebration is the number one event. So that's in March this year. And if you're watching this recording, you don't know how to get a Celebration ticket, or you're unsure, then just comment in the team page or speak to the person who enrolled you. Or if you don't know who enrolled you, then just, like I said, just comment and one of us will help you out. So with that, like I said, you know, it was the Isabody, it was Celebration and the Isabody challenge that was helped me propel my business. But taking it back a step, if Jenny didn't reach out to me a few years ago and taught me how to share Isagenix essentially, and the simplicity of the business, once again, it's another element, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm just going to pass it back to you, Jen, just to quickly share about how easy it is to share Isagenix with people.
Right. Basically, in yourself, you've got to have had a result of some kind that has made you excited. Because once the excitement's there and the belief in yourself is there, you basically are sharing something that you would share so easily that you wouldn't even think about it. And I had a conversation with Yasmin Khan this morning, and she was, and never, you know, I'm not really interested in the business, you know, but in the end, she bought a president's pack and to try the products. And when she rang me this morning, she said, I couldn't go to sleep last night thinking about network marketing. Like, I don't know why I couldn't sleep, but I listened to some millionaire stories and they're real. The thing is that when you're sharing from a space of, I believe in this, the genuine in you is leaking out of every part of your body. It's, when it's fake, it's fake. You know, if you're going up to every second person in the supermarket and saying, hey, listen, I've got to talk to you about this thing that I'm in, and every cab driver and everything else, it's crazy. There are two people in your world, only two, that you really need to know really well that you would share this with, that you would show them how simple it is to share it with two more people. Just two. Now, I've talked about the power of two a million times, about what happens when you multiply two. And the beauty and brilliance of that is that you are not stressed about having hundreds of people to look after, or how you could look after them, but you show two people how to do something and you show them how, they will show exactly what you show them to the next two and to the next two, because they'll know that they got paid. And when you get paid in Isagenix, it's kind of like the first time you get paid is so exciting, so exciting. It's like my first pay was my first week. I got paid because I went consultant, and at the end of my first month, I had made $860. And I thought they had taken the money out from my product and put it back into my bank, because I didn't understand the compensation plan. And when I went crystal executive in 8 weeks, I had made something like $9,500 in 8 weeks. Now, that to me, would you be excited? Would you be thinking, holy hell, this is so easy? I didn't share with just two, I shared with 10 people that I knew that it could help them. And those 10 shared with two. And that basically is crystal executive. There's quite a few people on this call that have gone executive. And the thing is, to hold executive, you've got to keep duplicating, showing those two people what to do. Just signing two people up for people in your tree, that doesn't work. But loving people enough, caring about two people enough, they'll know two people they love. One day when we have a meeting, when everyone is together, we're going to show the duplication of two by pulling two out to the front. And you pull your two up. You now have 6 people at the front. When those 6 people choose another 2 people, you're getting into the room is empty. And that's how quickly two will duplicate. one after another of consultants, into managers, into directors. You know, like, don't ever see it as I've got to talk to thousands of people, and simply forget the 3 by 3 by 3. They talked about this at Isagenix for years, about talk to 3 people a day, contact 3 people a day, and follow up 3 people a day. You'll be doing that for the rest of your life. Invest in a couple of people that you know 2 people, and show them how. And eventually, if everyone on this team did that, imagine how fast the amount of growth would be, and everyone would get paid. So I'll quickly just say now, before we go to the other girls, about the UK. Now, you can sign people up in the UK. They will not accrue BV. No one accrues BV until it opens in the UK. But you can build an executive leg in the UK at the moment if you want to. If you have somebody who signs up 10 people in the UK and they get 2 people each, the day that the UK opens and they place their first order, it is the only products that will be available in the UK as a 30-day program to begin with. They're not going into all of the products. It's a 30-day nutritional cleansing system. No order over £200. There won't be any orders over £200 for the initial launch of ISA in the UK. So it basically is, you can build a team over there, anyone can be building over there, but nothing happens until the date that it officially opens. On that day, I'm thinking there will probably be a whole heap of executives go executive in the UK. So if you're working with someone over there and you're helping them, talk to them about 2. To go and find 2 people. And if they know 10, get those 10 people in the room and say, who are 2 people you know? Because I think one of the biggest advantages of being in the UK at the moment is that people grow up together, they go to school together, which is exactly the same as New Zealand. People are neighbours for all of their life, they live in communities, they know each other, they're going to trust each other, and they're going to see this as an amazing business that's going to cost them £200. So that's the UK basically in a nutshell. Okay? Awesome. You know some Toms and Scots and Irish people.
Yeah, where's all our friends at? Awesome. So what we might do, guys, we've got another 5 minutes until we're at the hour. So what we'll do now is, Patrice, beautiful Patrice, if you just, if you wouldn't mind just sharing your story with Isagenix, because you have a beautiful story and you're still on your amazing journey. But if you'd just like to share a bit about you, that would be amazing.
Sure can. So I know everyone on the call, but for anyone in the team that's going to be watching this after the fact, my name's Patrice. Before Isagenix, that was about almost 4 years ago now. I was someone who worked really, really hard in the gym. So I trained probably 6 days a week. I did fun runs, obstacle courses, a bit of a weekend warrior, but not a single kilo would budge. And I am the epitome of you cannot out-train a bad diet. So that's where it was for me. I know it was food. I come from a family where we're emotional eaters. So any heightened emotion, we're happy, we eat, we sad, we eat. Any excited, we eat. Stress, we eat. We're not those people that you said earlier, Jen, where they don't eat for 14 hours. That would never happen. So cleansing freaked me out. But so I knew it was food. So I was introduced, like I said, almost 4 years ago now, from Jenny and Tracy Diamond at a launch party at my auntie's house. We were just going to some health and wellness thing. That's all we knew it was. And so we went along, and I was one of those easy people. When I saw it and the passion that Jen has for the products, like you said earlier, Dom, the way she speaks about it, I'm in. I'm all in. And so I stopped training as hard as I was. For the first 10 kilos I dropped through Isagenix, I didn't do a single bit of exercise. I didn't even go for a walk because I knew that's what it wasn't that for me. It wasn't training, it was food. So I jumped straight into an Isabody challenge. You know, it's free, why wouldn't you? So I jumped straight into an Isabody challenge. I dropped 3 dress sizes in total. My 5K running time went from, I thought I was really awesome doing 5Ks in 40 minutes. I thought I was an athlete. So when that dropped from 40 minutes down to 28, that was mind-blowing. So my whole life just changed. Everything about my life changed, mind, body and soul. So as Dom said, my journey still continues, because through that I've had a little baby boy very recently. He's 4.5 months old, but all those eating habits came back. So I ate all of the food in my pregnancy. So for anyone that didn't get to see my last transformation, you're about to see my next one. I'm so pumped for this next Isabody challenge. But yeah, that's my journey to date.
Yay! Thank you so much, love, for sharing, and thank you so much for all the love and support that you pour into the team page as well. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed, and we just value you so much for everything that you're doing to help everyone, along with helping yourself at the same time. So thank you so much for that. So right now, though, we're going to have our beautiful Lisa, who's Jen's daughter, unmute the line and share her story with us.
Hi. So like Dom said, I'm Jenny's daughter. Mum introduced me to Isagenix in 2012, March 2012. I have never not been on the products. I don't think there's a product actually that I have not tried. When I arrived from Melbourne, I was so stressed out. My skin was a mess. I was overweight. I felt really, really bad just within. Mum pretty much got me on the product straight away, and I've never looked back. There's not a day I can imagine in the future that I will not be on Isagenix. That's how much I love the products. 2014, 2015, probably looked the best I have ever looked, even from when I was a teenager. I just rocked it in 2014, 2015, felt amazing. And 2016, I kind of lapsed a little bit, still on the products, but just not really focused and really committed. But I tell you what, the 9th of January hit this year, and I am so focused. I am so motivated. I'm going to win the Isabody challenge. No, that's how I feel. That's how focused I am. So my transformation over the next 16 weeks, I mean, I am so excited about it. I can hardly contain myself. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm so supportive and so excited about the page at the moment. Just all the new people, even the people that have been around for ages, everyone has just come together, and it's just a magical, magical place at the moment. You can't look at that page and not get excited about the transformations, the wins, the comments, the people who are having really good experiences. I'm just in love with Isagenix again. I guess that's the only way I can put it.
You're amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa. And thank you so much for everything that you're doing for the team as well. Like, you're another person who's just constantly pouring love and support into everyone, and such encouragement. And I know there's a lot of people out there who, same with everyone who comments on other people's stuff. Like, it's just, someone might post and they could be in a really bad headspace, and a lot of the times you don't realize like how much of a positive impact a few words can take a person. Like, it's just amazing. So that magical space that you spoke about, it's because of us as a team as a whole. So it's not just one person, it's the collective, and it's really, really special. Yeah, cool, awesome, guys. Well, that's everything wrapped up. 2017 is set to be the most epic, phenomenal year to date for our team, you know, for where the company is heading, for the events we have coming up. You know, for all of us on the Isabody challenge, you know, everything is just really, really set to go next level, to go that one step higher. And I'm just so grateful, and we're all so grateful for everybody who plays a part in our team. You know, it's definitely a team sport. Yeah, so with that, guys, we will definitely be having more of these calls, whether they be fortnightly or monthly. We'll try cover different things, whether they're we'll still work out how it's gonna work, but we might just do straight business calls, or we might just do straight product calls. We might do we'll definitely start opportunity meetings online. That's something that's going to be happening soon. As soon as we just iron out a few kinks, we'll get those up and running as well. So but yeah, we'll definitely be having a lot more of these coaching calls in the future, so stay tuned for details on the team page. So with that, guys, love you all so much, and hope you guys have an epic week, and we'll see you all in the team page.
Yeah, thanks for all your support.
Thanks, Dom.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Mum, for tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Jen.